Hello, I am back with another 5 survivor tips to help you improve. It took me forever to do this because one, I'm lazy, and two, I'm lazy, but I'm back. To whoever is watching this, probably just no one, but if you are, well, then here's some tips to help you if you just started or you're a veteran player, but for some reason you don't know this kind of crap. But yeah, anyways, so the first tip I'm gonna give is Hunter camping cipher. Basically, for that, when you're on last cipher and the hunter just knows that, and like it also depends who the hunter is, but you're trying to force a cipher machine and the hunter chairs next to that cipher, and now they know that's the last cipher, well, then they just start camping it, right? And so a lot of players tend to rush that cipher, like little by little, give progress to try to finish it because it's the one, it's the last one that has a lot of progress, right? Now that can work sometimes, but there's also a safer option, which is just getting a backup cipher, like going, also making sure this cipher is not near the last cipher, because then it just becomes like, oh, they can just pressure both at the same time. Gotta find one that's across the map or just far enough where you can start it, and a hunter, either has to make a decision to go pressure you on the other one or just stay on that. And either way, you guys are, gaining progress on either one. That's a safer method. Instead of just trying to cipher rush one cipher, you can just have a backup one, because a lot of the times you try to cipher rush one, the hunter's right there. It also depends who the hunter is, because if it's like an Ivy or a Dream Witch, then yeah, bro, you have to have two ciphers at the end game. You gotta have to be doing two. You can't just stick with one, because they just pressure one, and I promise you, bro, you won't get it done. You just, and if you do, well, damn, the hunter's ass, or you got lucky, or both. I don't know, because it usually never happens. A good hunter ain't gonna let you finish that cipher, So that's why it's always better to have two. That way, if they're pressuring that one, well, then you do another one, and also having one of your teammates pretend to try to rush that one to keep the hunter there. That way, you guys can just keep gaining progress in the other one, and eventually have a prime cipher and safely pop when you need to. The second tip, a very obvious one, but it's always gotta be reminded, because a lot of people make this mistake, is not looking behind you while kiting. This happens a lot. Sometimes I myself do this, even though I've been playing this game for like 5 years. I still sometimes don't look behind me, and guess what? Whoa, mind gamed. It happens, bro. But yeah, try to break that habit. Just always look behind you. Always know where the hunter is at all times, so you don't get mind gamed. You don't go somewhere and then you run into them. You're like, oh wait, what? From where? You just gotta always look behind you while you're kiting. Always, know where they're at, so that you can mind game instead. Just do the switcheroo on them instead of them doing that shit to you. So yeah, pretty basic tip. Just look behind you while kiting. I promise you, you'll last way longer. All right, the third tip is tied for basement saves. So when a survivor gets chaired in basement and you're gonna go rescue them, if it's first rescue and it's before half, you must have tide turner. You just have to have tide turner. Do not go down there when you don't have tide turner and there's a hunter that camps pretty well. Bonbon, a sculptor, freaking even a fool's gold can be dangerous down there. Don't rescue without tide, because you can risk a double down, which is you get knocked and then they get knocked, if you even manage to get the save in the first place, because some hunters wait outside and try to drop hit you, cancel attack recovery, and then knock you when you're trying to save them, So always take tide, or have tide on you if you're gonna go for a basement save. That way you rescue them, and regardless if y'all get hit, you guys can just both run as far away from the basement, so that when the survivor gets cheered again, it's nowhere near basement, meaning the save is way easier and you guys are in a much better position. The next tip is detention timer. You know, if you're curious to know, because a lot of y'all don't know, when detention ends, it ends after about 120 seconds. That's the timer for the detention for Hunter. And you're thinking, well, I don't want to count. I'm not going to be able to count 120 seconds accurately. You know, that's just can't do that. Well, then, you know, an easier option is, you know, the persona web. You go to where borrow time is, in that line on the right side of the persona web. There's a persona trait called escape. It's a passive trait, which movement speed is increased by 3, 4, or 5% for 120 seconds when the exit gate is activated. You have that equipped on the top left when you have your perks right there. When the gate is open, there's your little timer. It shows you how much time you have left. So then you use that to know when detention is going to end. In case you want to, like, you have tied and you want to save, but you don't want to get, you know, detention hit. You can, if it's well within the possibility, you can wait it out and then go for the save, you know, or just, you know, kite and know when detention is going to end. So kite out with detention, take a normal hit, and then escape, whether it's dungeon, gate, etc. You know. And the final tip I'm gonna give, this tip revolves around the map Red Church, and a place people call, I believe, Bottom Broken, which is, you know, there's wedding or red carpet as people like to call it. I call it wedding, but whatever. There's wedding, and onto the left, that's Bottom Broken, where, you know, there's the breakable walls, and there's the other side, the other breakable walls. Those are not as good, but, you know, there's also top broken next to Shack. But mainly this I'm talking about is just Bottom Broken. So for Bottom Broken, the tip I'm gonna give you, there's these two walls that you must always break. You must break these walls, because I promise you, if you get chased and these walls are broken, bro, you will last, bro. These walls are insanely freaking good for looping a Hunter, especially if you're going as a survivor like forward, acrobat, a contain type, or a survivor that is really good for looping. These walls are, dog, it's a free kite here. You're not getting catched. And it's these walls right over here. It's those walls at the very corner, the walls closest to red carpet. Those walls, you want to break them both down. And if you want, you can also prime the other walls around there in case you want to, like, stun the Hunter if you're like trying to tight kite him, and you go in there, you stun him, whatever. Yeah, basically it. Yeah, that's also a very, very, very good area in that map. I really love that area. If I ever spawn there with map selection, or my teammates do, I let them know that, yo, break the walls. It could come in handy in later time of the match. I gotta sleep. Jesus. But yeah, those are the 5 tips I'm gonna give on how to improve as a survivor. 5 things, you know, that's nice to know to improve your game sense, improve your decision making, and overall kiting. Gives you a better chance of winning. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Obviously, more to come. There's so many tips, so many useful things to know, from hunters to stuff about maps you didn't know you could do, and etc. But yeah, it's gonna be it. Thank y'all for watching. I'm not gonna do the YouTube trope of like and subscribe, yada yada yada, because I don't like doing that bullshit. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's it, you know. But have a good day. Late.
Damn.